Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We provide fan-oriented and analytic discussions on a variety of animated shows, movies, and anime, including Steven Universe, Gravity Falls, and Rick and Morty. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Yo.
Today, Delaney and I are going to be starting our watch-through of Over the Garden Wall. This is a show or a mini-series that aired on Cartoon Network at the end of last year. And so basically what we're going to be doing is Delaney and I have not seen the show before, and we're going to be watching a few episodes, podcasting on it, and then watching the next few and podcasting on those. I think we're going to do a 4-part watch through of this. And some keynotes here are that we have not seen the next episodes, nor have we seen spoilers, hopefully, for what happens later in the series.
Nope.
Yeah, so we'll be like guessing, and if you've seen it already, you can make fun of how wrong we'll be. But it's, but like, really, I think this is like a good format because this is a show that I'd known is like excellent, and people have recommended it before. But there's not really any incentive to watch it now if you missed it airing the first time. Right, it's like you'd rather watch something new and like get in on the hype of the new show and stuff. But what this does, I think, is I think it encourages like us and hopefully you guys to watch the series along with us, and then it's like you have an incentive, like you can watch the first 3, like what we're going to be talking about today, and you can listen to the podcast about it. So it's a good way to kind of force yourself to get into good old shows and stuff like that.
Old, air quotes.
Old, yeah, not currently airing, basically. And other reason to watch the show right now is because it's up for the Emmy for animated series, which Gravity Falls was not nominated for somehow. Even though the Emmy animation categories they're absolute jokes, but it's good that this show's up there because it does seem very good. Anyway, yeah, today Delaney and I will be discussing the first 3 episodes of Over the Garden Wall. And so spoilers for the first 3 episodes, the 10-minute segments I'm counting as episodes, not like the first 2 combined. So the Old Grist Mill, Hard Times at the Huskin Bee, and Schooltown Follies we'll be talking about today. And only spoilers for those. So if you haven't seen the rest of the series like us, you don't need to worry. And then we're going to do...
We're all in the dark together.
Yeah, we're all in the dark together. And then we're going to do the next 3 and then 2 and 2 is what I'm planning on. And these probably won't take precedence. They'll be... we'll air these around... put them up around the new episodes of Gravity Falls and stuff. Gravity Falls next new on Monday, yay. But yeah. Ooh. And the other place I always hear about the show is on Alex Hirsch's Twitter, actually, because he's seemingly good friends with Patrick McHale, the creator of this. So that's cool. They worked on Flapjack together, I think. Yeah. So yeah.
That Tumblr post where it's like everyone who's ever animated anything is somehow connected to Flapjack.
It's really true, though. That show seemingly had a lot of talent come from it. And Patrick McHale also worked on Adventure Time, too. So he's one of the creative people behind Adventure Time. Adventure Time also a hotbed of talent, Rebecca Sugar and others. Yep. But yeah, let's get into it. You ready?
Yep.
Very exciting. Let's talk... Okay, Over the Garden Wall. So, Delaney, what did you think of these first 3 episodes, and what kind of stood out to you about this show?
I really liked the first 3 episodes. What stands out to me for this entire show is I'm going to say Tim Burton-esque, but it's not quite that. But it's very off-kilter, which I love. I love things that are off-kilter. I'm like, yes, give me more. Make me like something twisted is going on, and I love it. And also, it harkens back to old cartoons, and like they do a lot of gags and gags. I use that term loosely, but they play off a lot of like things that happen in old cartoons. And I grew up watching, like, as much as my family makes fun of me, I grew up watching a lot of old cartoons that my parents loved, and like of course Looney Tunes and all that, and like just really really old cartoons. And like this is what this is, except with like that little, and of course the off-kilter thing comes from that too, like that tradition of like just very odd and like kind of weird things. And I just love it. And I think that's what the standout part of the show is, that it's really enjoyable and funny and clever, but also there's just a wrongness that's there, and like it's there, and it's great.
A wrongness, interesting. Yeah, I agree.
Like, of course, that's what they talk about, like the darkness, like that thing. Of course, and they're not being heavy-handed with it, but it's very obvious.
Yeah, like the setting of this, like the unknown, the forest of the unknown, it's just purposely being like kind of Halloweeny and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. The thing that stands out most is like the theme thematically of the show, basically the aesthetic of it. Really,
Yeah.
it's just very kind of creepy and in a really visually interesting way. And like the first 3 episodes here, I think they're good. And there's some really cool things about them, but it's not like I'm completely blown away yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I'm assuming the show is gonna do really cool things later, but not yet. Like, and it's fine. These are good first 3 episodes. I think the first episode in particular was pretty impressive.
And you have to build up. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we have to get there, especially with something like this where we have the weird setting. Like, we have to do a little bit of world building. We have to get more comfortable with the characters, especially since the episodes are only like 11 minutes. So we have to have a little bit more setup before we can really get to like the good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder how much plot the show is actually going to have. I mean, we'll figure it out soon as we continue watching. But
there's 11 episodes, 12.
there's
like
10 episodes, yeah, and
okay.
and they're only 11 minutes each, so it's like how much plot can we actually get into? But at the very least, seeing visually where the show goes at the very least will be really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I did like it, but I'm not necessarily completely blown away yet. Still think cool things to discuss.
I think the art is right now, like just how the show is, like how it looks, is the most interesting part at the moment.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
There's one element from like each of the first 2 episodes, I think, which is pretty incredible. One of the first one's like the fake beast in the first episode.
Oh yeah,
the wolf
Dog.
thing, like its eyes and stuff when it like still hasn't turned back into the normal dog. It's pretty visually striking and really cool.
Yes.
And then the other thing I would say is the giant pumpkin leader from the second episode.
Yes.
It's
That
just
was
the
so
pumpkins
weird.
in general, but I guess he's a skeleton, but that giant guy is.
Yeah, well, they're all skeletons.
I mean, we don't see giant guy as a skeleton. That'd be interesting, but yeah, him in general is really visually cool and striking. Like just the immenseness of him and kind of how his like body is. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like tentacly, except not like.
And then like they kind of like flashed back a few times before we actually saw him, like something moving.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a little hard to see because I was watching like on like a smaller screen, but like and like the lighting was weird, but it was very. I really liked that part where it was they'd be talking or whatever, and they'd flash back and like there's something moving. It's like, oh god, what's going to come from the ceiling? What's going on?
Yeah. Yeah. So which of these 3 was your favorite, you think?
Oh, that's tough. Because I was thinking about this because I knew you were going to ask me. So, obviously. I think I have like 2 answers. Like for like a personal, like how I like cartoons and like things that I'm a sucker for, it's pumpkins because like pumpkin people are my favorite. Like I don't know what it is. I just love that thing. Like is it a trope? I don't know, but like you always have pumpkin people and I just like it. For quality of episode, I'd say probably the first one, like just as an opener and like what's going on and like it's really interesting and like your attention kind of gets caught immediately. But then also the third episode, we get Greg like doing cool stuff and I like that. So I don't know, but
so basically all 3 is your answer.
All 3.
That's a terrible
I
answer.
mean, my favorite episode is the second one because of the pumpkin people.
Okay,
but like I think the best episode's the first one.
Yeah, I agree with you. The first one I think is the kind of the standout, like quality wise. It's everything going on with the mill guy. I don't know what his name is.
The woodsman.
The woodsman, yeah. The old woodsman. He's everything going on with him and his voice and visually what they do with him. It's all really cool. And everything with the beast too. Pretty incredible. I also think that the episode does a really good job of intros to the characters and stuff like that.
And we get Greg knocking someone out immediately. Like, Greg, you're weird, man. Like, you were a weird child.
I feel like Greg's your favorite character. I mean, it's hard not to after that 3rd episode.
I see. At first, like I'm like, yeah. I mean, I assume I already. The problem is, I had seen screen caps on Tumblr, and I like already liked Wirt because I like his design.
Yeah.
But after watching, I'm like, Beatrice and Greg are pretty great. I just enjoy Beatrice because she's rude, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so here for this rude bird. Like,
Yeah, I think Beatrice is the fave. That's for me.
she's too good.
Rude bird. Uh, yeah, so I think first one critical quality wise. So like the second one art wise, yeah, like I feel like everything with the pumpkins is really cool visually. And that episode's probably, I don't know, the first and the second one are really creepy. The third one I feel like kind of lays off the creepiness a little bit.
I don't know, the teacher's kind of weird.
I love the teacher though; she's great.
No, she's great. So like,
But that's the thing with the third one though; it's by far the funniest. And everything they do with Miss Langtree is wonderful. Just her singing her songs about her bay or whatever, you know.
Oh, the molasses and potatoes thing like killed me. I was that part of the episode was just too much.
Yeah, I don't understand why he's singing about molasses and potatoes, but you know.
Well, the thing is, molasses and potatoes has to be terrible. That's the best part.
That
like,
definitely, yeah.
Like molasses is sweet, but like don't put it on potatoes. Like,
yeah, it definitely adds like the olden times like aesthetic that it has going on.
I mean, he literally became Shirley Temple and was singing.
That's true.
Like, that's what happened.
I wonder when the show like takes place. Like obviously the Forest of the Unknown is kind of back in time, you know, but is the show itself supposed to be in olden times?
I think that's a good question. I mean, I think we haven't seen anything that would like contradict it being like that. But
their clothes, I feel like, are kind of oldish.
Yeah, but then he also like, granted, he could have just meant like in a horse-drawn carriage thing. I didn't mean in a horse, but like he said, we need a ride, and of course, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, it's not clear. I mean, we don't see.
Like we have like an old mill with like a water wheel. Like...
Yeah, so like I feel like the Forest of the Unknown or just the Unknown is pretty clearly like. Going back in time, but it's we don't see anything outside of it, you know, so it's hard to tell where the world itself is.
And it's always hard to like talk about things like this because it's like, what world is it? Like, what's going on? And we have animals that go to school and animals that talk.
Yeah, let's talk about this big idea of the school teacher's dad of opening up a school to make animals read and count, right? That's the big dream.
Yeah. A primer school for animals.
Yeah, that's a pretty brilliant idea.
Like, what?
This episode's just absurd. The School Town Falls.
It is.
I don't know. It almost stands out to me the most, I would say.
And then like, so all the animals are enclosed, and none of them can talk except for Beatrice. So I'm pretty sure it's probably like a human who's like a bird.
Yeah.
But
we don't know if other animals can talk yet. Yeah. I mean,
like none of them.
I mean, skeletons talk.
It's true.
Yeah.
Or I mean, maybe it's like We Bear Bears, where it just doesn't make any sense.
Oh,
I mean, I would hope it's not.
Yeah, let's have a We Bear Bears over the garden wall comparison podcast. I feel like we need that.
Oh yeah. I mean, we all know comparison podcasts are my forte. Like, I mean, I can do this.
What do you think of Wirt? We've kind of discussed him, right? Voiced by Elijah Wood.
He's great.
To me, he seems very Dipper-y.
Oh no, he's very well. He's like annoying Dipper is what he is.
He's like somehow more stick in the mud Dipper,
which like is because like the only reason Dipper isn't a stick in the mud is because he has the book. Like Wirt doesn't have a book, so.
So you're saying Wirt needs a book chronicling the mysteries of the unknown?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like that's true.
Though I do enjoy like. I don't understand. Well, okay. I mean, I kind of like we have this character who is like, no, we're not going to do that. Like, no, birds don't talk. Like, I like that. Usually it gets on my nerves, but somehow the way Wirt is, it doesn't bother me. And it's also really entertaining. So I'm like, Wirt, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Because, like, all of the episodes so far have been, if Wirt had just listened to this stupid bird, none of it would have happened.
Yeah, I mean, we don't for sure know the bird's taking them good places, but yeah.
It's true.
I don't know. I feel like going to the town was a reasonable idea.
I mean, it was.
The bird definitely. The episode definitely presented the bird as like very Hansel and Gretel-y.
Yes.
Yeah.
But seeing but I mean, I would have seen the pumpkins and been like, I'm out. I've seen too much. Like, I'm out. Two
creepy pumpkins.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, and then there's Greg, who we've talked about a little bit. Greg is
Greg is
like
crack.
Mabel, kind of. Like,
On
they
crack.
certainly have a Dipper Mabel dynamic a little bit.
He's Mabel on crack.
Except he's obviously like, I don't know, how old do you think Greg is? Like 5 or something?
Oh, that's no. I think he's like maybe 6 or 7.
Yeah, that seems right.
Wirt is like probably 12, 13. He might be older. I don't know. It's
No, I
really
don't
hard to
think
tell.
I don't think he's older than that.
But like, Greg is great. He's
Yeah.
I didn't like love him at first, but then like he starts doing weird things like beating the crap out of the woodsman.
Yeah.
And like it's like who are you, Greg?
I mean, Wirt did tell him to do that, so.
It's so great.
What about Wirt's or Greg's frog? Whatever. I don't know where we are on the name for that. Wirt Jr.
Wirt Jr.
What did Greg call the frog originally? I don't remember.
Kitty.
Kitty. Oh yeah, I like Kitty better.
I really enjoyed that he was like looking for his frog named Kitty.
Yeah.
I was like, you were such a child. I love it.
It's pretty good.
I really enjoyed that.
I
And
like.
then like
I like that.
and then when the monster and he's
yeah.
like Kitty.
Yeah. I like that Greg has a frog and Mabel has a pig. It works.
Yep. Yep, it does work. He's Greg's kind of like a Luna Neville mix.
Luna Neville mix.
Yes. Like if Luna Neville had a kid, it'd be Greg.
I forget where we are on the Luna and Neville being together.
Well, they're not together.
I feel like this was addressed by J.K. Rowling recently.
In the movie, I mean, J.K. Rowling has had regrets about parents.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what she said. Yeah, she's like, she regretted
But
that.
like in the movie, Neville and
Okay, so we're saying that Greg is Neville and Luna's kid. Great. That's
yeah, except Luna doesn't end up with Neville.
yeah. I
She
mean,
ends up with Ralph's commander.
okay, that's great. But we don't need to talk about obscure Harry Potter side characters. But
Yeah, no, if Neville and Luna had a kid, it'd be Greg.
also, he's just like a typical like young child,
Yep.
to a certain extent.
Yeah, he just disappears. Also, why does he wear a teapot?
I don't know. I don't know why
Like-
I always do about.
Like Wirt's outfit at least kind of makes sense.
What do you think of the name Wirt?
It's a terrible name. It sounds like Wirt. Why would you name your child Wirt?
Sounds like wart and dirt.
Yes.
Two not great things. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, that probably sums up Wirt's personality.
What do you think of Beatrice as a name for a bird? I like that.
I do like that. And of course, I'm like positive she's actually a person. So
I don't know, yeah. Beatrice, voiced by Melanie Linsky, who's been in
like
things.
maybe she's like a witch or something.
Yeah, I'm interested. Yeah,
She said she can't do magic, but like she could
interested
fly.
to see where we're gonna. Yeah, and there's a whole discussion on magic, which reminded me of this debate about Magic and Steven Universe we're having.
Oh
But,
yeah.
yeah. Other things about School Town Follies, like the whole thing with the gorilla. It was like so random at first, and then the gorilla actually appears, and then it turns out to be the boyfriend of the school teacher.
Also, I called that. I knew that was going to happen.
That's just absurd, and I loved it.
It was great. No, because I was like, they kept like when the dad said his name, I was like, oh my god, he's gonna be at the end of the episode. I know it. Like he's gonna appear. And then I was like, I bet the gorilla's I bet it's a person in a gorilla suit. And I was like, how did I guess all of these things? Like I wasn't surprised. Oh, I mean, I was surprised, but I was like I knew this was gonna happen.
Were there other people? There were like other people at the fundraiser they put on, right?
Yes.
Where did they come from?
Who knows? People who live in the woods, I guess.
Why aren't they helping? Why aren't Greg and Wirt trying to get help from them?
Why are they supporting the animal school? Don't their kids need to go to school? Like, wait, there were kids. There are humans who go with them, right? Aren't there humans with the animals?
I
thought I
don't
saw
know.
human-
I'm not sure about that one.
Yes, there were human children. So there's
Okay.
like human children and animals.
But the whole idea is for an animal school, not a children's school.
I don't. Well, I guess you have to have both. I mean, why would people like support an animal school? I mean, I'd support an animal school, I guess, but like general woods folk, I don't know.
I don't think you would support an animal school. I don't think that
Why-
makes any
why-
sense.
I mean, I don't know.
In the world where animals can talk, I guess, but these animals don't even
Well,
talk.
yeah,
They do
I don't
walk like humans. Anyway,
they do walk.
that whole episode, I feel like
Did
it's just
they? Okay, wait. We have to talk about the whole really confusing part where they all go to bed. That completely threw me for a loop. I was
Why?
like, wait,
Why is that the part that threw you for your loop?
because like, I mean, obviously, I understand what they were doing. Like, we were having like this dumb Mary Poppins thing, but like, or like Nanny McPhee. That's also what it felt like. But I like I didn't expect them to live there. Like you go to school and you go home. Like that's it's a one-room schoolhouse. You shouldn't like. And then of course it's actually a house because it's like the dude's house. But I was just completely like, oh my god, what? Like
I feel like I like how that's the part that like throws you off and not
it
all
did.
of it.
Like it just completely like. I mean, I'm usually pretty good with the weird. Like I'm like okay. I mean, everything I watch, it's fine. Like whatever, this is weird, but I'm rolling with it. But no,
Yeah.
that completely like threw everything off. I was like, this is not what I thought was gonna happen. Like the pacing, everything. I was like, what?
Yeah. Other things that stand out. I like that the pumpkin was the head of the Pottsfield Chamber of Commerce. The pumpkin leader. Yeah, that's just so random.
Jack Skelly.
Giant pumpkin head called Enoch.
I was not surprised that was that he had a name like that. I was like, oh, this is getting weird real quick.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yep.
And then
It was very much the village. Like it's definitely what was going on.
I feel like there's a lot of hinting in episode 1, like at what is generally going on, because like the woodsman is like making things into whatever he calls it. What does he call it? Powder? Or, I don't remember. And then like this black stuff. And he rambles like when they're inside the house about what he's doing, but it's hard to understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't.
And the creature like was the dog. It was trapped in oil. So like this oil is
the
like,
oil.
magical and bad.
Yeah. So that's probably. I feel like the first episode's the one that is hinting at what's really going on here. Stuff with the oil, I guess. So yeah, let's talk predictions wise. I guess the oil's going to come back into some extent, right? You think Beatrice is going to be a human trapped as a bird?
Something like that.
I'm not sold on that one. We'll see. And then what do you think is going to be up with Adelaide?
I mean, there's two routes. Like, she's actually going to be fine. I mean, they're obviously not going to get home, but like, it's going to be like maybe she's like, you have to do all these things for me, or like maybe they don't actually find Adelaide and they have to like keep looking for her, or like there's some sort of disaster. Like they get to her cabin, it's been like.
I think they're going to find Adelaide. Bold prediction: something's going to be up with her. You know, that's my bold prediction there.
There's like I think there'll be like we're talking like maybe Wicked Witch kind of stuff, but not like overt. Like there's some like me and you were like, oh my god, she's evil. What are you doing? And then like Wirt and Greg were like, oh, this is great. Like that's what I think is gonna happen.
It's interesting. I'm very interested to see if the show like kind of stays one-offy like this or culminates into a big plot. I assume it culminates into a plot, like a final plot, which will be really interesting to see what happens.
I would assume we're going to have more of an idea of what's going on, like plot-wise, like in episode 5 or 6. Not because, like, obviously we're watching more episodes, but because that's when I would imagine things are coming together.
Yeah, like kind of later in the series. Oh, also, Greg's frog is totally a Chekhov's frog. Like something's going to happen with the frog.
Yeah, like it can talk or something, or it's magical. Like that's
Yeah, or it's an important person, something like that. That's totally what's gonna happen.
Yep.
Yeah. So
like you took our frog king.
The what?
You took our frog king.
Oh yeah, that's a typical thing that happens. Like inadvertently took someone's important person. Yeah, they could.
Like
do that.
It's Adelaide's frog.
I feel like Beatrice would know if it was Adelaide's frog, though.
But like, does she actually know Adelaide?
Yeah, maybe she doesn't actually know Adelaide. I'm not sure.
See, I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't I love Beatrice, but I don't trust her. Like friendly talking bird.
No, I trust Beatrice.
I mean, she's gonna be my favorite character, and I think she's mostly good. But there's also something up. So.
I trust Beatrice. I think she's good.
I don't know, man. I feel like you, and like when Sue is evil, like that's how I feel right now.
That's exactly what you're doing.
Except it's the reverse.
This is the new Sue is evil. Yeah, Delaney, why are you being so weird with Sue is evil? Jeez, come on.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but Sue was evil, and they just cut it at the last minute. Don't worry.
Oh my god, I was the only person who is evil.
Sue definitely
wasn't.
That's what this is for sure. Yeah. Okay.
This is it. Beatrice being evil or bad or whatever or whatever. Yeah, Beatrice is evil is the new Sue is evil.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm passionate of this.
Yeah. What else? Can you think of anything else you want to talk about from these episodes?
the overall feeling is just nice. Like, I just like the theme of the show.
Yeah, this aired the week after Halloween last year. It's a good time for it to air.
It's August. It's practically Halloween, so we're.
Oh yeah, it's according to Mel, it's Halloween already. So.
I mean, it is. I mean, September is just pre-Halloween.
It's just pre-Halloween. So. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna continue our rewatch. Watch the next 3 episodes. Next episode is called "Songs of the Dark Lantern." Lanterns. That seems in theme.
Yep.
And
Dark Lantern.
Dark Lantern. Yeah. Okay. I'm Dylan. That's Delaney. You can find our social media links and everything else about this podcast at overlyanimated.com. I don't know if I said that in the beginning. That's okay. And overlyanimated.com, and you can find our Patreon and support us at patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thanks to our current patrons: Andy, Beatrice, Mitch, Nate, Cordell, and Shayna. Buzz Lightyear, Beatrix Lestrange, Fever Mitch, Nathan Fillion, Cordell University, and Hannah. And check out our Patreon for all of our patron awards and stuff like that. And we're going to be continuing with this rewatch. I'm not sure. This is today's podcast. I'm not sure about Friday. We might want to do...
Well, it's not a rewatch.
This watch through, yeah. Not rewatch, watch through.
Yeah, we haven't seen it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to title this Over the Garden Wall, we'll watch through 1, or like Over the Garden Wall 1 or something like that. These are very important things. No Roman numerals. Not okay.
Oh, I love Roman numerals.
Nope, not happening. Okay, anyway, last thoughts, Delaney?
Roman numerals.
No, not about the show.
I really like it, and it's going to be a little hard to wait for when me and you are like, let's watch it and then record, because like I really like it and I'm interested in it.
We'll talk about it after. Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about future recording schedule. Thanks. Yeah, I think we're good. I don't know. I
just want to express my excitement.
Yes, excitement to continue. Not super long podcast, but I feel like we got enough discussion out of it.
I mean, the episodes aren't very long.
No, typical Cartoon Network episodes, yeah. All right, thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.